Welcome aboard the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. We've got a little Saturday afternoon hoops going for you this afternoon, and it's a big-time matchup. Of course, our FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers will be hosting the big-time Raines Vikings, the number 4 team in 4A, and of course, FAMU DRS, the number 2 team in 2A as of this week. A 16-4 ball club coming over from the Jacksonville area. And, of course, DRS coming into this matchup 3-1. A big-time matchup come North Florida. Both two powerful programs going on here. Should be a really exciting matchup here from the Rattler Den. Of course, these two teams played last year, and one of the things that we were able to catch up with Coach Cromartie that she talked about for this matchup was undoing the wrong that was done last year. And as we can see here now, that was a big-time victory by Raines over in Jacksonville last season when they went over to Raines, and it was a 73-32 margin. But, of course, a new-look Baby Rattler team, new mindset, new season, and so going to get rocking and rolling here in the 2020-2021 season. So, of course, when you're looking for some change of scenery, some success, you got to start somewhere. You got to score to be able to get the victory. Everybody knows that. It's all about getting buckets. You got to look to Double Trouble, the Gruesome Twosome, the twins here on FAMU DRS. You look at Aaron and Erica Terrell. Of course, the stats say it all. Aaron averaging over 29 points per game. Of course, a Stony Brook commit will be playing basketball at the next level, both averaging over 5 steals a game. And you can see 3 assists per game for Erica, 2 rebounds per game for Aaron. And, of course, between the two of them, averaging almost 40 points for a team that puts it in about 67, 68 points per contest. Of course, only allowing 43. Stout defensive team, as we know Coach Cromartie's Baby Rattlers have been for a decade plus. We look over to the other side across enemy lines here, allowing just 39.8 points per game. Winners of 9 straight. The Raines Vikings dominating the Jacksonville area, averaging 56.1 points per game. But like we said, 9 straight victories. They recently won the Gateway Conference, and we can take a look of how we got here, if you will. The victories lately here for Raines, some big-time ones against some solid programs. Bowles, Rebolt, a close contest that they were able to squeak out. Parker and Baldwin, their last 4 victories for the Vikings. And then on the other side here for the FAMU DRS Baby Rattler, these are all 4 of their ball games. Godby, a loss to Florida High, which we had back in December, a victory against Leon and Gadsden. But you look at the schedule, 3 of those 4 games were played in December. In the last 6 weeks, they've only played the 1 basketball game against Godby last week. So this should be an interesting battle. A team that's played 4, a team that's played 20. Who is in basketball shape? But we're going to know how we have to get in shape and get things rolling here as we're just about ready for tip-off as we approach time for liftoff here from the Rattler Den. Like we said, should be an exciting one, and the teams are getting ready to settle in. Opening tip will go to the Baby Rattlers, and they will get things started for us here in this contest. Try to get started off fast against a fierce defensive team. So Raines will go on the attack after the turnover and deflect it around in the backcourt. Trouble, but able to get it over the midcourt line. Kick on out to the perimeter, and the Vikings trying to establish some pace here. Yoakley on over the corner. Triple, a little strong, and a good rebound there by Erica. We'll get things moving up into the front court for DRS. Throwing baseline, left-hander, and Logan gets it to go. A great basket there by Amiri Logan, and the Rattlers are on the board first. On the other end, transition triple does not go. Poke free, they say last touched. It looks like by Logan, so this one will stay here for the Raines Vikings. But a good jump out here for DRS, getting the early advantage. Let's see how they can hold up in the half court against the Vikings. Like we said, a 41-point victory last year between these two teams. Tipped out of play there by Erica, and so it'll stay with the Vikings once again. So we'll try to keep the twins straight. Of course, number 3 is going to be Erica. Number 10 is Aaron. Also on the court, 14, Amiri Logan. Capri Cargill, number 11. And this one's going to be long over in the corner. And it is going to be deflected around, and eventually coming up is Cargill. Looking to push on transition here. DRS, a little up-tempo. A nice 18-footer from the right side does not go. Coming away with the rebound, here is Aaliyah Brown in transition for Raines. Shot attempt does not go. Putback does not go. Another rebound for Raines. It's going to be a foul underneath. And it'll be, I believe, free throws here for the Raines Vikings. A shooting foul and an opportunity here for them to get on the scoreboard. It's going to be Jamaica Davis heading to the free throw line, number 22 for the Raines Vikings. First free throw attempt does not go. So Raines still looking for the breakthrough here on a Saturday over in Tallahassee, about 2.5 hours from campus. So second one goes there by Davis. And so on the scoreboard will allow the Vikings to set up a little pressure, able to beat the press. A runner in the lane gets it to go. A beautiful score there by Aaron. A nice floater coming off of the right side and stolen back there by Cargill. But then one back here by the Vikings, and they're looking to push. Here's a little tempo, a little stop and pop on the right side. Does not go. Ripped out by Logan. Football pass down into the front court, a little too strong, and this one will go back to the Vikings. So up and down affair here early in the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, and it has been an exciting one. Thrown out of the backcourt, try to go over the top. This one now for Aaliyah Brown. Off with the right hand and gets it to go. So the basket successful there to Brown. Now on the ball is going to be Aaron. Left-handed dribble. Triple team shown from the Vikings. They back out of it. Here comes the trap. She's able to center it up to Logan. Try to bust open this defense, and it's going to be a travel on back to the Vikings here. So we're in the early going here. 5:40 to go in the opening quarter of action. It's a little leak out here for Brown. Shot attempt does not go for the Vikings. And the rebound is going to be down on the baseline. Logan going to come away with it. Throws it into the front court. It's a little 2-on-1 for Patterson. Kicks it around. Aaron triple near side and gets it to go. FAMU DRS is going to rip back the lead. And so far, so good. A nice little 4-point advantage here for the Baby Rattlers. Thrown on underneath. The right-handed shot attempt underneath. And a beautiful-looking basket there by the Vikings to cut it to a one-score game. And we will take a quick stoppage here, a little timeout. And while we have the opportunity, we will jump out with them here on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Come right on back.
Good morning. How you doing, Capital City? This is Big Corey from Big Corey's Country Cooking. I got breakfast hot and ready for you, so come on down and get you one of these cooked-to-order breakfasts from 6 to 10 in the morning. If you're in a rush, we got you. We'll fix you up a quick hot plate, or you can sit down and you can eat as much as you want to eat. All you got to do is come with a fresh appetite, and we got you. From the eggs cooking, from the grits boiling, from the sausage sizzling on the stove, anything that the heart can desire for breakfast, we pretty much got it. You hungry? I'm cooking. Come on down and come give us this warm country atmosphere a good try so we can soothe your heart and soul.
Back and rolling here as DRS inbounded the ball. Logan trying to bring it up into the front court. Relentless Vikings D is going to push it through numbers. Little 2-on-1, kicks it back and thrown up. It's going to be a foul underneath. This one's going to be up on Aaron. See if they have a shooting foul underneath, and they do. So once again, it's going to send Jamaica Davis to the free throw line with an opportunity to tie up the game here in the early going of the first quarter. Off the back square does not go on the first shot attempt. Gets some encouragement for the teammates here and tries to load up for free throw number 2. Cut this one in half. Off the side rim does not go. Logan will chase down the rebound and looking to rock and roll here for DRS. Aaron on the ball now in the corner, and here comes the Raines trap. Trying to get it over on the sideline. Swung around, thought about the shot attempt, did Erica. Hesitation, cross-court pass, and a little too strong. This one's going to go back to the Vikings after the ball goes out of bounds. 4:38 to play here in quarter number 1. from the Rattler Den. A fast and furious effort. Defenses on both sides forcing some issues here for both teams, but a close contest here in the early going, living up to the billing. Three-pointer from the far side does not go for Raines. Out of play, last touched, they say, by the Vikings, so it'll go back to DRS underneath their own basket. 4:31 to play here in the opening quarter of action. DRS still nursing an early advantage here. Little press coming in the backcourt, able to break through. Erica on the far side. Shot attempt does not go. Raines coming away with the rebound. A little leak out over here. Stop and pop and gets it to go. Good looking basket there by Courtney Lewis. Gets the deuce, and we're all knotted up here in the early going. A little press coming here for the Vikings. DRS able to pass out of it. Nice little floater going down the baseline, but the shot attempt does not go. Rebound Corralled. Coming away with it is Sela Reddick, number 10 for the Vikings. And here comes the trap. The Twins and Logan able to come away with the steal. And they are fouled in the backcourt. It's going to be a reach on Shemaya Lester is the call here. And so it'll be an inbound from the side for DRS. But the defense forcing some pressure here early for the Baby Rattlers and leading to some opportunities, some big-time takeaways. Now in the paint, take with a right hand. Does not get the shot attempt to go, but will head to the free throw line. Good strong take there by Capri Cargill. And the senior, the Lulia senior leader on this team, one of many seniors, of course, Erica, Aaron, Capri, Shavaya, and Kanaya Patterson, along with Brianna Colding, all seniors here for DRS, so a very experienced squad. First one able to go there for Cargill as she tacks a point on here to her total, gets on the scoreboard in the early going of this ball game in quarter number one. Settling in for the dribble here, loads up for the second free throw, a little short, does not go. Rebound underneath there by Yoakley. And here comes the setup, the press. Raines trying to beat it with three Rattlers in the backcourt. Break it, triple on the far side. It's a little too strong. Rebound, good. Rebound underneath there by Lewis. Try to swing things back around for Raines as they look to reset. A drive into traffic and a great right-handed finish there as Riddick puts that one in. And it's going to give the Vikings the lead once again in the early going. Thrown over the top, and this one's going to be stolen by Reddick. Once again going to the cup. Nice block by Du Bois, really impacting that shot there as she pursued her from behind. This one's going to be stepped back. Last touch by the Vikings and out of play. So it'll be an inbound for DRS underneath the basket there. Right in between, right on the Y of the Baby Rattlers, paint on the baseline. So inbound coming, Aaron will give the trigger here. Underneath to Erica, shot attempt in traffic, does not go. Rebound for Riddick. Poke free, Cargill coming away with a loose ball. Layup off the glass and gets it to go. Cargill now with three. DRS in double digits. Allow him to set up the press here. And Logan going after that one. Almost coming away with the steal, but will be tipped out of bounds. And this one will go with the Vikings. So they'll be able to run a half-court set here in the front. With some active hands on this Rattler defense. Good baseline drive is a little too strong. Poke free, last touch by Raines. So with 2:39 here in the first quarter, DRS with the advantage and the basketball will get us rolling. Aaron going to inbound over there to Alex Riddick, the junior. Into front court here to Aaron Terrell. Now Logan in the paint, trying to drive into the triple team, and the suffocating Vikings defense going to foul Logan in the process, so it will be a shooting foul, sending her to the free throw line. Once we get things organized, looks like they're going to tag it up, I believe, on Lester. Number 2, we saw the referee correctly, so Logan will get ready to get things up. Of course, the first basket of the game. Free throw attempt looking good. Shot attempt goes there for DRS. The junior puts this one through. Great triple threat, and this guard offense here for DRS is Logan. A great compliment to the Twins here. She puts another one in. She's got 4 on the ball game, and here comes some pressure. It's going to be Aaron with the takeaway in the backcourt. Shot attempt does not go. And a nice rebound corralled here. Throwing up into the front court. Want to run a little bit. A nice little hang and bang shot attempt does not go. Logan coming down with the board. Able to hit in transition. Aaron, the fake, and shot does not go. This one's going to be corralled by the Vikings as we have an up and down affair now. A little stop and pop on the right side and a beautiful hit there from about 10 or 12 feet just to the right side of the paint. And that's going to bring out a stoppage here as the Raines ending the sequence here with a big basket. After the majority of this first quarter has expired, something that we didn't see much last year was a close ball game. Of course, like we said, a difference of 41 points, but DRS standing strong with a 16-4 Raines Vikings so far this year. And that's something we talked about, something of note here in the pregame and a discussion kind of through the week of what this game would look like. You have a team that's in midseason getting ready for a postseason push. They've already played 20 basketball games, and you've got FAMU DRS, of course, for multiple reasons, COVID-related, both on their side and on opponents' sides here in the city, really limiting their basketball games. Only played 4 contests all year so far this season. Of course, like we said, they played 3 in December before the break, and then ever since the 18th of December when they played Florida High, they've played only 1 basketball game since, as we're here on the 23rd of January. This one's going to be thrown back, and Logan breaks the pressure, tried to get the left-hander to go, does not. Rebound underneath. The fierce board there by Jamaica Davis, and the Vikings ready to run. Transition, right-hander gets that one to go, and a clean-looking bucket here for the Vikings as Brown puts that one through. And Raines once again with the lead. Logan in the lane once again. It's going to be a foul on the floor. So no shooting foul. As this one, of course, should be underneath the basket on the inbound. 1:28 to go here in quarter number 1. DRS hanging tough here with the number 4 team in 4A. Substitution coming here for the Raines Vikings. Yokla's going to take a seat into the ball game is Prim. Inbound coming near side. A little give and go off the inbound. Erica to Aaron, back to Erica. Logan down at the cup, does not go. This one's going to be poked free. Soaring after it is Aaron. Dumps it down low to Cargill. She'll be blocked. Erica gets the loose ball. And a little too strong. This one goes out of play and back to the Vikings. As we have a frenetic back-and-forth pace, both of these teams and their defense, like we said, should be a story throughout, really impacting the other team. So the Vikings back in possession here. Prim going to throw it on over to the corner for Lewis. Little dribble thrown out over into the corner. Little baseline drive, spins out of it, does Reddick. And here comes the trap for DRS. They're able to escape somehow and break it out. And it looks like a foul on the floor here, and it will be a stoppage of play here as Raines will call a quick timeout, and we'll jump out with them here, closing moments of the first quarter on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
If you're looking for a great opportunity to expand your brand, here's your chance of a lifetime. The Varsity Sports Network has all kinds of advertising packages to fit your budget. The Varsity Sports Network, 1 million viewers, 150,000 views per month. And our Friday night football game of the week is also heard on ESPN Radio. Our advertising packages start for as little as $50 per week. Expand your brand with the Varsity Sports Network.
All right, we're back here for the Varsity Sports High School Game of the Week. Rattlers and Vikings breaking the huddle. Inbound here for Raines in the early going. Tight contest. Very competitive, filled with defense, pressure, and transition basketball. It's been a really fun one so far. Triple from the far side. Gets it to go. Does Lewis. And Raines able to add to the lead here and able to set up the press and a little bit of pressure. Rattlers with a little cross-court pass. Here Aaron trying to match with a triple of her own and does. Beautiful basket there by Aaron. She now has 8 on the basketball game. Able to beat the press. Brown and the Vikings. A little baseline jumper doesn't go. It's about a 14-footer here. This one's going to be stolen by Erica in transition. It's a 2-on-2. Left-handed finish. Trying to beat the buzzer with just 7 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. And she will be fouled. I believe it's going to be on 12, Courtney Lewis. And so it will send Erica to the free throw stripe here just before the end of quarter number 1. First free throw attempt gets it to go, and Erica is on the score sheet. First point of the ball game. Settling in for the second one, of course, just 7.8 seconds to go here before the quarter, so Raines should set up and have to run out a play here, but they do have plenty of time. Reddick trying to stall. They're able to break the double team, so it's 5-on-4 here in the front court, and that will end the quarter. Here we are at a 16-16 tie as we go to the break. It's been a fun one here in the early going, a high-powered North Florida matchup on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. FAMU DRS 16, the Raines Vikings 16. We're going to jump out for a quick commercial break and come right on back. We'll have quarter number 2.
Let's get back to living and let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big nor too small. Call us for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean so you can get back to living.
And we are ready to get rocking and rolling here for quarter number 2. We are tied at 16 apiece. Here, starting the action in the early going. Here, Raines will get us rolling here in frame number 2. It's going to be rattled around, and Cargill will come up with the basketball. Looking to get things rolling. It's going to be stolen by the Vikings here, trying to push it up front in transition, and fouled during the shot attempt was Brown. So she will head to the free throw stripe here for the Vikings to try and break the deadlock after quarter number 1. And like we said, pretty even affair from two teams, really emphasizing the defense in this season and, of course, in their programs. The free throw attempt is good, and so Raines will take the advantage as Brown adds a free throw to her tally, already with a couple baskets here in open play. Off the back square and rattled around does not go, so we'll stay at a 1-point advantage here for the Vikings. Looking to push our DRS as a little three-court pseudo pressure, and then once they get into half court, some real deal pressure coming here from the Vikings. On the basketball, Erica trying to break it, cross-court pass here to Aaron. Jumper from about 16 feet doesn't go, but a great put back underneath. And a basket for the Baby Rattlers to give them the lead back. 18-17 here as Cargill puts it in underneath. In the front court, able to beat the press. Does not go there for Brown. And DRS will maintain the lead. Aaron beating the press 2-on-2, but will look to circle around. Didn't have any good options. Erica driving the paint. That one's off the front rim. They say play on. A little run out here for Raines. Stop and pop off the front rim. Does not go. DuBose with the good rebound. And we'll look to press with numbers here for DRS. Over into the corner to Erica, and she'll slow things down and make sure they get organized. Treble from the far side does not go. Rebound here by Brown. It's going to be what they call a little nickel dimer here on Aaron. Terrell has picked up a quick foul on a 50-50 ball, if you will, coming off of the rebound, and so it'll be a Raines inbound here from the near side in the backcourt. So Davis will trigger out of play, and Sela Riddick will look to get things going here for the Vikings. As we start things off in the early goings here of quarter number 2 from the Rattler Den. Still the advantage here for DRS in quarter number 2. 6:25 to go here before the halftime break. Over the top here to Davis. Backing her defender down. Beautiful hesitation move. Shot attempt does not go, and it's going to be a foul underneath. And so for the third time here in the basketball game, it will send Davis to the free throw line. Putting in some tough work underneath the basket, and it paying off for her. Free throw attempt here on this trip. First one does not go. We'll look to settle in here for this one. And, of course, nothing easy against this FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers ball club. That is a story that so many opponents have run into here, and even down low with the post presence there of Cargill and Patterson underneath. Tough living there for Davis. Rattled around over 2 from the free throw stripe, and DRS will maintain the lead. DeBose and Terrell getting some touches here in the backcourt from a little three-quarter pressure from the Vikings. Thrown on over to the corner, and it's tipped out of play. Does not get to Patterson, but will stay here with DRS. Substitution coming for the Vikings. Carroll into the ball game now for Raines. Triple for Aaron on the far side, and she hits it. A beautiful three-pointer is going to spread the lead to 4 here for the Baby Rattlers. Second largest lead here of the ball game. Throwing over the corner, looking for an answer does the Vikings as we now go under 6 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Another three-pointer attempt, swinging it around the circle, and Raines continues to get rebounds. Beautiful work down in the post by Carroll. Going to strip up top, a little hesitation into the paint. Right-handed finish does not go. Cargill finally coming away with this one. Terrell now going to bring us into the front court, trying to pick up a pick. And Raines tries to get it with a trap. DuBose from the near side and out of play here with 5:24 to go here in quarter number 2. 4-point advantage here from the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. Substitution coming as DuBose takes a seat after some good minutes. In comes senior Shavia Williams for the Baby Rattlers, and here comes the pressure. Going full court. Erica and Shavia, and here comes Aaron trying to help. Now the double team trap on the far side on the floor, and it looks like as she was diving after the basketball, a part of Erica's body hit the out of bounds line, and so this one's going to go with the Vikings, but you gotta love the effort for DRS here in the first half. Hanging tough with one of the better teams here in North Florida. Nice little baseline stop and pop there. Just some beautiful technique, knowing your shot, great conversion, and Brown gets another bucket here in live play. Cuts the lead in half, a little baseline drive. This one's going to be poked around, and Raines will come down with the loose ball, Reddick's going to bring it into the front court, kick it out to the corner. Looking for the long shot attempt from Brown, does not go, and Cargill going to come away with the big board. So once again, a little three-quarter court pressure by Dixon. And the Raines Vikings cross-court pass here to Williams. They're able to beat the timeline and the press into the front court. On the baseline drive does not go. And this one's going to go back to the Vikings, but stolen back there by DRS. Erica off the front rim, and it is in the backcourt. Some trouble for Raines. DRS giving them headaches, but they're able to break it. So numbers, little 4-on-2 in the paint. Beautiful Euro step, unsuccessful. And they kick back around, thought about the three-point attempt. Good coverage by Cargill, but straight away triple, and the bank goes here on Saturday. Yoakley with the 3, and will give the Raines Vikings the lead 22-21 as Coach Riccamardi wants to take a timeout, and we will take one with her here not Friday night, is this Saturday afternoon high school game of the week here on the Varsity Sports Network.
Hi, welcome to Big Corey. This is Big Corey. I would like for everybody to come out to my restaurant, come enjoy my country cooking in the city of Tallahassee. I'm a country boy and coming to the big city to give y'all great food, great atmosphere, great staff, great service, great everything. On game days, birthdays, parties, any days that y'all want it, I got it. I'm gonna put all the other restaurant chains to shame. I specialize in fried chicken. Best fried chicken you will ever eat in your whole life. I promise you that. Come on down to Big Corey's Country Cooking, 1812 on South Monroe. Walking distance from FAMU. I got the food, everything ready for you. 850-383-8227.
All right, getting ready to resume action here. Quarter number 2. Rattlers going to give us the inbound as the Vikings take back the lead off a big-time triple there by Yoakley before the timeout by Coach Cromartie. Riddick now with the basketball game. Strong off the backboard, does not go. Patterson fighting for the rebound underneath. And strong defense there. They're going to say a push on the new substitute Colbert. And so this one will be a foul on the floor against DRS, giving Raines the inbound. Colbert, the new substitute, is going to trigger from out of bounds. Able to pass out of it. Little 3-on-3 here in the front court. Off the front rim, does not go. Cargill tries to save it and does. A beautiful effort to keep her feet in bounds and throw it off the feet of the Raines Vikings player. And able to win the inbound for DRS with 3:35 here to go in the opening half. Williams able to throw it to Reddick, and they're going to say an over and back. And so this one will go back to the Vikings with the narrow margin here about halfway through quarter number 2. Brown will inbound here. Waiting for it is Colbert on the Rattler there at midcourt. His DRS setting up into the defense against this Raines Vikings team who's done well off the dribble, good shooting team, and really can score at all levels. But here comes that pressure by DRS. Aaron with the takeaway and the conversion there. A basket will give DRS the advantage. Just over 3 minutes to play before the break. Dribbling through the press. It's now a 4-on-3 here in the front court. And it's a long 17-footer there from the left side. Does not go. Aaron will dribble, and she's going to be hounded. Here comes the double team late, able to pass out of it underneath the basket. Beautiful find. Shot attempt does not go. Rattled around, and the loose ball is going to come away to Dixon, but back in the backcourt, it's going to be a foul there on DRS, and it will go to the Raines Vikings. I believe they are now in the 1-and-1. So with 2:49 here, the Vikings will be shooting for the remainder of the first half from the free throw line. A couple substitutions coming back into the ball game. It's going to be Yoakley and Davis here for Raines. DeBose, Logan, Cargill, and the Twins, the 5 on the floor here for DRS. Shot attempt does not hit the rim, and will go to the inbound underneath here for the Baby Rattlers. The waning moments here of quarter number 2. Cargill going to trigger underneath the basket, trying to get some help. We'll get the inbound here to Aaron. And here comes the trap, but able to pass out of it. DeBose down over into the short quarter. Aaron trying to dribble around and go baseline. Shot attempt does not go. But it looks like she was able to pick up the foul in the process. Good scrappy effort down on the baseline. She'll get an opportunity to add to the DRS lead here from the charity stripe. 2:38 to go here in the opening half of action. Of course, DRS currently with the 1-point advantage over the visitors from Jacksonville. First free throw attempt does not go. Of course, next foul will put DRS into the bonus here currently with 6 fouls on the Raines Vikings. So Aaron going to settle back in and hits the second free throw attempt confidently. A good bounce back there. DRS now with a 2-point advantage. Here spinning out of it is Reddick, trying to beat the pressure. Goes baseline, 2-on-1, and good basket there. Off the backboard and down for Lewis. And Raines will tie up this ball game once again. I believe it's the first tie since we were at the end of the first quarter. 16-16. It is now 24-24. Now in the front court off the steal. The Vikings coming up on 2 minutes to play. Triple from the far side does not go. Aaron trying to split up here. 2 Vikings. Rebound there was by Davis, but her right foot hit the baseline, and so this one will be out of play and back to DRS. Patterson, substitution back into the ball game. Reddick going to trigger. Aaron and DuBose along with Patterson in the backcourt. Little give and go. Back to Reddick. Tries to pass over top with Logan, who's also back into the ball game. Patterson able to corral the loose ball and puts in the basket. An unorthodox sequence of events as she's able to jump over a Raines Viking that was on the floor but able to get the conversion, keep her dribble, and avoid the travel. Triple from the left side. Unsuccessful. DRS will capture the rebound with a 2-point advantage. Here's we're closing in inside 2 minutes of the half. Here comes the trap from the Vikings. Able to try and pass out of it, but it will be a timeout. Pressure coming there against the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. So Coach Crow wants to make sure they get a good possession and try to seal this one up with 1:37 to go before the halftime break. Here on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, we're going to jump out with a quick commercial break with them. Here it's the 3-1 Baby Rattlers up by 2 against the 16-4 visitors, the Vikings from Raines High School.
Good morning. How you doing, Capital City? This is Big Corey from Big Corey's Country Cooking. I got breakfast hot and ready for you, so come on down and get you one of these cooked-to-order breakfasts from 6 to 10 in the morning. If you're in a rush, we got you. We'll fix you up a quick hot plate, or you can sit down and you can eat as much as you want to eat. All you got to do is come with a fresh appetite, and we got you. From the eggs cooking, from the grits boiling, from the sausage sizzling on the stove, anything that the heart can desire for breakfast, we pretty much got it. You hungry, I'm cooking, come on down and come give us this warm country atmosphere a good try so we can soothe your heart and soul.
So after their timeout, DRS will take the inbound here from the near side. Set up a little set play here at mid-court. All four Rattlers in the court of play, just around the mid-court line. Logan will be the trigger here, and will look to get it inbounds. Looks for the long football pass. Will go cross-court. This one's going to be stolen by Yoakley. Pass underneath, conversion successful there by Raines, and they are able to tie this ball game back up at 26 apiece. Logan, a little 3-on-3. Pass off the foot of Patterson underneath, and this one's going to go back to the Vikings here. So once again, like we said, a tie ball game. We go back and forth, 24-24, 26-24, and now 26-26. Leak out here for Raines. Able to put this one in underneath the basket is Brown, and so they're going to capture a 2-point advantage. Once again, here's, like we said, going back and forth. Logan chasing after the loose ball. It's going to be saved by the Vikings. It's a little 2-on-3 going towards the basket and rejected. Beautiful block there by Reddick on Brown. Swung back around here, under a minute to go, 55 seconds before halftime. Drive in the lane, finger roll does not go, putback does not go. Patterson putting in work down there, diving on the floor. No foul called, swung around, triple from the left side. Patterson going in for the rebound again, and finally out of play. And a stoppage with 40.4 seconds here before the break, and DRS with an opportunity to tie or take the lead here, down by 2. 40.4 seconds before the half. So substitution coming in here for Raines. Look like they're going to put a couple more guards on the court here. Prim, number 3, coming into the ball game. Aaron, the trigger from the inbound. Here to DuBose. Will bring it up into the front court. Fed underneath. Swung around to Erica. Back to Aaron. Beats her defender. Triple from the near side. Does not go. Rebound to Raines in the back court. Some pressure as they try to trap her over into the corner. 25 and counting here to go in the half. Davis over on the far side. Fed down to the baseline. A little hang and bang. Does not go. 15 seconds to play here. And a foul underneath the basket. And it looks like we'll have free throw attempts, as both teams, of course, in the bonus here. So DRS will be shooting, and the players calmly walk to the other end of the court and get set up here. Of course, 15.9 seconds remaining here in the opening half of play. And the visitors currently with a 2-point game. Substitution here, Dixon going to come into the ball game for the Vikings. So it's Dixon, Davis, Prim, Brown in the ball game for the Vikings. Now Brown in the front court. It's going to be a foul on Logan, and so it'll send the Vikings to the free throw line. Of course, on the court here for DRS is going to be Rogers, Logan, Aaron, DuBose, and Reddick. So we have a quick swappage down on the block. DuBose wants to get down there with Rogers to try to get the rebound, potentially off of these free throws. 1-on-1 free throw, first one able to go here for Brown. So going to balloon it up to a 3-point lead here for Raines, 29-26. Another free throw attempt goes, and up to 30 for the visitors. So a 4-point advantage here as we're down into single digits to go in the half. 5 seconds, runner off the backboard, gets it to go, and Aaron's basket is good, going to cut the lead in half. 28-30 now our score, as Aaron now in double digits for the basketball game here in half number 1. It's the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Andrew Jupe, Joe Ward, James Ward and Walter Weaver bringing you the action here. Saturday Night Hoops from the Rattler Den on campus of FAMU DRS.
Good morning. How you doing, Capital City? This is Big Corey from Big Corey's Country Cooking. I got breakfast hot and ready for you, so come on down and get you one of these cooked-to-order breakfasts from 6 to 10 in the morning. If you're in a rush, we got you. We'll fix you up a quick hot plate, or you can sit down and you can eat as much as you want to eat. All you got to do is come with a fresh appetite, and we got you. From the eggs cooking, from the grits boiling, from the sausage sizzling on the stove, anything that the heart can desire for breakfast, we pretty much got it. You hungry, I'm cooking, come on down and come give us this warm country atmosphere a good try so we can soothe your heart and soul.
Let's get back to living and let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big nor too small. Call us for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean so you can get back to living.
If you're looking for a great opportunity to expand your brand, here's your chance of a lifetime. The Varsity Sports Network has all kinds of advertising packages to fit your budget. The Varsity Sports Network, 1 million viewers, 150,000 views per month. And our Friday night football game of the week is also heard on ESPN Radio. Our advertising packages start for as little as $50 per week. Expand your brand with the Varsity Sports Network.
Hi, welcome to Big Corey. This is Big Corey. I would like for everybody to come out to my restaurant, come enjoy my country cooking in the city of Tallahassee. I'm a country boy and coming to the big city to give y'all great food, great atmosphere, great staff, great service, great everything. On game days, birthdays, parties, any days that y'all want it, I got it. I'm gonna put all the other restaurant chains to shame. I specialize in fried chicken. Best fried chicken you will ever eat in your whole life. I promise you that. Come on down to Big Corey's Country Cooking, 1812 on South Monroe. Walking distance from FAMU. I got the food, everything ready for you. 850-383-8227.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. We apologize for the technical difficulties as we just get off and rolling here. We're ready to pick things up for the Raines Vikings and the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. A back and forth affair. These are two very high profile, very accomplished teams out here, Joe. Number 1 in 2A are FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. Number 4 in 4A are the Raines Vikings. So this is a very high profile matchup, man. And the pace and the score has dictated that it's been very even.
Absolutely. Here, it looks like both teams were evenly matched. Here, the pace is ferocious so far here as we start the second half.
Absolutely, absolutely. It has been a wild one here to start for sure, Joe. And the visitors led for the majority of the first half, but then FAMU DRS came crashing back, and here's a triple on the near side here by Brown from the Raines Vikings, and they'll balloon the lead out to 5.
Kind of a zone press, Juke, but they're looking for a double team, but FAMU nicely went over the top of it, nicely done.
And these are two teams that mirror each other very well here, Joe. Both going to press you, both going to get in your face. And, Joe, this was a matchup that Raines dominated over in Jacksonville last year. They won by 41 points. Of course, a new look Baby Rattler team this year. Brown wants another shot at it, and she goes back-to-back. Another one for Brown. And Coach Cromartie is going to have to take a timeout because the visitors are up to an 8-point advantage for DRS. And so this one goes back to the Vikings of Raines. And, Joe, kind of a lot of the discussion was in the differential of the number of games played here this season. Of course, COVID really hitting FAMU DRS tough. here as far as shutdowns and coming back and a couple other things. And so, Joe, they've only played 4 ball games as we have another big basket here for Raines, and it's another triple.
And third straight turnover.
Nice swing out, triple from the far side. That one goes, and that's a big basket there by Erica Terrell. Gotta have that one.
And then they get a run out. Raines did a nice job after the made three-pointer. They got number 5, Brown, on a run out. Here, FAMU's got to do a better job checking, see where everybody is on the floor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you're just joining us once again, apologize for the technical difficulties we had out here tonight as we try to fire things up here. Visiting Raines on top at the moment. It's a 9-point advantage. Make that 10, 5:31 to go here in the third quarter of action. Raines, the number 4 team in 4A, FAMU DRS number 2 team in 2A, dumps it down. Erica, feed inside the paint, take with the right hand, rims out, nothing doing. And it's going to be tipped out of play. This one's going to stay with DRS.
But good recognition, driving baseline and finding the open player for an easier shot. Just going to convert.
Absolutely, absolutely. Getting ready to get going. It's going to be Erin Terrell with the inbound deep to her twin sister Erica. Erica number 3, Erin number 10. Swung around near side, kick on out, and here comes Erin towards the basket. A little strong rebound underneath there by Davis. And look at a run. Good defensive effort there by Erin and able to keep it inbounds. Beautiful steal. Coming into this game, averaging 5.3 steals a game. Triple for DRS. That would have been a big one, but does not go. So this one's going to be back to Raines. So we've got an up and down track meet rolling here, Joe. You talked about the intensity, man. Recap it for me.
Well, pace-wise, it fits both teams, but Raines is doing a better job right now of it.
And so they say the old adage is pressing teams do not like to be pressed, Joe. Of course, the visitors coming in here. This was the big story of the matchup last year, like we talked about, the big victory for Raines. So DRS trying to change the tide this time around. Obviously, so far, been a much more competitive game.
All right, Brown comes out for a breather.
So it's going to push it up to an 11-point game. Relentless pressure by these Vikings defenders, though. The Vikings in all gray.
And quick hands also.
This one's poke free, so here inbound coming for DRS. Tried to throw it over the top, did Reddick. So Erica wanted to make sure it got into the backcourt. Pass to Erin, drive at the hoop, a little strong, rebound underneath. Back to Erin, triple from the far side. That one off the side rim does not go. 4:25 and counting remaining here.
Oh, you got to make those. If you're FAMU, you got to make those. They will get to keep the ball. As we have a jump ball. Goes back to FAMU DRS.
So 4:14 to go here in the third. This one's going to be deflected. Great pressure off the inbound there by Reddick of the Vikings. She's going to go coast to coast and one underneath the basket. Wow. So Reddick goes full stretch there, Joe, and picks up the foul in the process. So loading up for the free throw attempt, coming here up and down for the visitors. So it's going to put it to a 15-point margin. Remember, it was just 2 at halftime. Underneath, Logan shot attempt, gets her own rebound, back at it again off the side rim, and Raines looking to run. They've got numbers. It's 3-on-2 in transition. And a foul underneath the basket will send them to the free throw line.
Right now, Raines has got this thing at their speed. Here, what FAMU's got to do is start knocking down some shots.
So, of course, an opportunity for Raines to add to the margin here. Like we said, 15, 3:46 to go here in the third. And after the made free throw, ball back to DRS, so it's up to a 16-point margin. Substitution, Davis will take a seat here for Raines, and they'll get off and rolling. What has been a relentless defense. What do you say? A little 1-2-2 coming here?
It's a 1-2-2. The initial idea in this one is they're just trying to make FAMU run, take some time to get the ball down court. But once they get to about midcourt, they're coming with what looks like to be a trap, especially on the side.
So back in with this one, trying to dump it down to Reddick. That one does not jump through. And so it'll stay here with DRS as they'll look to re-inbound underneath. No ball pressure on this one. They're going to let things keep rolling, but the takeaway comes back to Raines underneath the loose ball. And it's a push coming in the back here, and it's going to be another foul on DRS. That's their 5th for the half already. So quickly coming up on that bonus are the visitors. Deep pass. This one's going to be intercepted by Logan. Looking like a DB out there, Joe. In the lane with the left-hander. Logan gets it to go. Great basket. DRS had to have that one.
Absolutely.
Cuts it back to a 5-possession game, and now this allows them to set up their press. Raines trying to break out of it. A nice little baseline jumper off the rim. Does not go. Tipped around. Recovered by Raines. Coming in there fiercely was Erica.
And the Raines player was on the end line.
And so this one's going to be going back to DRS. So here we go, an opportunity for them to go 2 in a row. Logan spins out of the pressure, able to get it over half court. And so now it's a 1-on-2, but this Raines defense is absolutely relentless. The press is very intense, and it's a foul on the play there over on the far side. You say Shavia Williams on the hatch. So substitution, DeBose will come out and take a seat. And that'll bring Aaron back into the ball game.
Kind of a 1-3-1 by FAMU now. Trying to put a little pressure up top.
Try to get the trap over here in the corner. They pass out of it. Good hands by Reddick. Raines trying to scramble. So it looks a more laborious process for Raines. At the free throw line, the jumper does not go. And big rebound, you got to get that when you get the press. And this one's going to be stolen and basket underneath. Once again, relentless defense. Prim with the basket. So back up to 16. Zarin on the ball now, swung around to Erica, deep 3. That one off the rim does not go. Reddick putting in work underneath, trying to fight through the rebound from 2 Raines Vikings. And it's going to be a foul underneath on Raines. It'll be the 3rd team foul.
But you like the effort going in against 2 Raines players to get the rebound.
And here we go, inbound coming from Logan, underneath, able to recover, get it back, and pressure and fouled. So she'll head to the free throw line for a couple. So DRS working it here, Joe. The shooting not going down right now, so credit them going towards the basket. They're fighting for every rebound and earn themselves a trip to the free throw line here.
That's what you have to do.
Try to see this ball go through the basket. That one's off the back rim. That one doesn't go. So 0 for 2 from the stripe. Raines with the rebound, and they want to go full bore here. It's a 4-on-3.
And we got a push off.
The off arm giving a little action, and so this one's going to go the other way back to DRS on the push. Joe, and you'd really like them to see if they can close the gap, get a couple scores in here, maybe get this one to about 12, 10 or 12 before they go to the fourth quarter.
Ideally, you'd rather get this thing to 10.
So if they can get, 2 or 3 possessions in a row, shut down Raines a couple times, that puts them right there at the sweet spot underneath. Rebound going to Lester for the Vikings, taken away. Logan with the ball on the other end, 3-on-1. Shot attempt does not go. Second effort does go, and that'll carve into the lead. 49-35, so it's back to 14, 1:15 to go. And great defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they had to press. They had to get back after that one, but able to save it underneath. Shavia Williams. Able to recover and break through.
There's been a turnover. You hear all coaches talk about we need a stop and a score. Stop and a score. FAMU needs about to get back in this thing. They need about 2 stops and 2 scores to get this thing to about 10 or under going to the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. So right now they've got it to 14. We've seen it up over 16 here this half. Relentless Raines team and very efficient on another takeaway. Raines 1-on-1 on the break and up and in for Brown, who we saw her hit 2 triples early in the third quarter to really widen this gap. We're under a minute now, and the margin is up to 16. Again, Reddick thrown over the corner, triple near side. That one goes. DRS had to have that one. Gets it back to 15, 5-possession game. Tried to split the double team, and DRS will pick up the foul underneath. So substitution coming here. It's going to bring in Kanaya Patterson. So Logan's going to come take a seat. 40.3 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Free throws coming for Raines. Brown's first attempt goes. And this is now having, in the bonus, the single bonus, are the Vikings. So Brown hits the front. So stretch the margin back to 14. Second one off the front rim. DRS able to get the rebound. Aaron Terrell with the prodding dribble here, still in that 1-2-2.
Looking to trap on the sides.
Yeah, anytime they get it over the sides, look at a trap. Aaron triple doesn't go. Good rebound by
Good
Patterson
board.
Underneath. Once again, you must have a basket, so they got it back to 12. Steal underneath, doesn't go. Rebound, pass to Aaron. Looking for some help, and has a pressure coming from the double team. It's going to be a kick ball there. I don't know if they're going to call a trip or just a simple kick ball, Joe.
They called it a kick. But they got what they wanted. They got to convert.
So inbound coming here. Aaron with the dribble, right hand, splits the double team, unable to get the basket, but does get the foul. Looks like she got smacked in the mouth there. That was a rough one, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, this has been a very, very physical contest by both teams.
But FAMU is getting exactly what they wanted on the defensive end. Now they just got to convert on the offensive end and get this thing down to 10 or under.
True. Second one rattles around to go. So 2 big ones, and they got it back to the key 10. Joe.
And they're going to get a steal.
And another chance to cut into a buzzer beater. Aaron cuts it to 8. And DRS, a great way to finish the third quarter. Joe, excellent effort there, and the defensive pressure comes through.
And they got it back to something workable as they go to the fourth quarter. It's now under 10 points. Their defense has stepped up. Here, like the hands in their press, especially on the front end, here down near the basket. That's what's causing the turnovers.
Absolutely. Still crashing after those rebounds. There's a big one by Patterson on this end, and really bringing up the intensity, but getting things rolling, and they had to have it. I want to remind you, while we have the opportunity, let's get back to living. Let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean, and our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big or too small. Call them for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More. Committed to a higher standard of living so you can get back to living. So right now, DRS living good. A great run to end that half. Cut it to 8, which at times, Joe, we kind of talked about it a little bit. When that margin was at 16, it had the teeterings of a runaway here by Raines. So let's see if DRS can continue the heat and keep things going. But one of the keys in this fourth quarter, that's now the 8th team foul in DRS. Raines is going to be shooting free throws for the entire fourth.
Yeah, but FAMU did have the right idea on that play. They were just a little late getting over there. They decided they're going to come with a double team at the box area here, and the foul came on the last player that came in there.
So senior Capri Cargill back into the ballgame here for DRS. Settled into the free throws for Lanes, and a good look at free throw stroke there. I believe that's Davis at 22 at the line there. Can't see, got the long hair going. Yes, that is Davis. 2 for 2 from the free throw stripe. So here we go, pushing it back to 10. 4-possession game, Reddick in the front court. Gonna give it down and back on around. Williams. Oh, he got Terrell open under the basket. Here comes the trap. Aaron in the lane, little stop and pop, and gets that one to go. So a good basket by Aaron. And offensively, she's heating up here in the second half. Here comes DRS, a little too hot to handle for Raines. And here we go, Joe, 8-point advantage, and DRS has the basketball. And Coach Patton wants to take a quick TO because he can feel the wave here coming, my man.
Well, FAMU, what they're going to press, but they made it more in a frenetic pace, trying to get something to happen. It's happening.
Yes, sir.
Here,
hey.
but now they got to make the conversions on this end.
True. And DRS will be in the bonus the next time that they come aboard here. It's been DRS, and like we said, this was a 41-point game. The last time these two teams played was back in 2019 in December last year. This is a totally different story this time around, a totally different FAMU DRS, and a long pass, and the pressure continues to work.
Didn't really need to do that.
That's what they say, Joe. The old adage, pressure is cumulative. You start thinking about it, and it's almost like you get that pseudo pressure. Look at Reddick going in the lane, and won a huge basket.
It's going to be wiped off. It's going to be charging.
Oh, man, so take it off the board. But Alex Reddick had a extraordinary coast-to-coast there. That's a true shame, Joe. That could have put back
did it again.
2-possession game.
Reddick had the right idea, but the Raines player was in great position.
There you go. So Reddick back on the ball here now. Raines stealing this 1-2-2.
And a reach in.
Try to go around the back though, and they're really pressuring. And I love how it's not a hard line 1-2-2, Joe. Whenever the point guard turns their back to one specific side, on the weak side, the defender is crashing down, and they're getting that trap. And just there, if it wasn't for the foul, that would have been a really hairy scenario. Reddick shooting the 1-and-1. She'll get the front end.
You are nailing exactly that's how it's supposed to be. In 1-2-2, the running is supposed to just take time off the clock, but if they get to a certain spot on the floor, they're going to come with the trap.
Absolutely. Second one does not go. Fighting for it. A little baseline jumper there by Aaron, and the Terrell sisters on the connect. Joe, we're back to 5. It's a 2-possession game. 6:53 to go in the fourth. What a ball game here on a Saturday. And this one's going to be slapped free. It's a 3-on-2.
Got numbers.
Reddick and the twins. She'll give it to Aaron. That one a little strong. Brown underneath. It's a 2-on-2 now coming back for the Vikings. Good positioning underneath there by Cargill. Trying to float through. It's a foul underneath. Basket doesn't go. But the heading to the free throw line will be Raines for Sela Reddick. So we have Alex Reddick, number 5 of FAMU DRS, and Sela Reddick, number 10, here for the Raines Vikings. So this first one does not go. So that was a shooting foul, but just so we can keep ourselves straight here, Joe, Vikings are in the double bonus. They will be shooting 2 the rest of the way. 6:33 here to go in the fourth. 0 for 2 from the line, and rebound by Williams. Reddick in the corner. Got to be careful from the trap to Cargill. Needs some extra ball handlers back here as Reddick tries to break the double team. Feed underneath. Basket goes there for Reddick of Raines. Need a ball handler to come back. Had to throw it in to avoid the 5-second count. And gonna pick up a foul underneath. They're gonna get Cargill. But 3 Vikings in the backcourt running around and making sure that none of these DRS ball handlers, it was like a defensive back, a mean man-to-man there. Joe, across the board, they were just deny. Nowhere to go on the inbound.
On one side of the floor, it was like...
Now 6:09 to go here. Back to 8, a chance to push it to 9. Does not go. Huge rebound. Erica diving on the court to go get the basketball. Beautiful effort there from the senior. Backcourt pressure. It's going to be poked free. Got to beat the 10-second count. And it's a little too hot to handle. This one's going to be out of play and back to the Vikings. 5:56, and it seems like the tide's flowing the other way now, Joe, as Raines starting to get a little momentum after DRS cut it down to 5. Seem to be slowing things down a little bit. Trying to work, this is just running some clock right here. See if DRS will come out and challenge. Going after, it's Aaron. It's a one-on-one battle out there. And picking up the foul is Aaron. And this may be a situation where we get into some foul trouble here. The way we're getting all these fouls and the pressures. 4 on Aaron. Of course, the leading offensive threat here for DRS, averaging 29 points per game coming into this matchup.
But if you FAMU, don't panic here. You still got plenty of time. 5:38 is a world of time.
Yep, here comes Patterson in for Williams. So senior for senior swap there for DRS. 8-point margin. So even with this free throw, it'd go to still 3 possessions. Raines gets it to go. It's going to be poked through. Logan with some pressure. And DuBose gets it underneath the basket. There's Patterson and gets it to go. Beautiful. It was a hairy moment there for DRS, but they're able to break the press and make it happen. 7 to go. It's a 2-on-2 battle. Underneath, the shot attempt is long. Good defense by Patterson, but that does not look good. She's injured down on the floor, and that's one of the ones that you know is, it's a bad look there for Patterson. So we're going to jump out here for a quick commercial break here in the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
Good morning. How you doing, Capital City? This is Big Corey from Big Corey's Country Cookie. I got breakfast hot and ready for you, so come on down and get you one of these cooked-to-order breakfasts from 6 to 10 in the morning. If you're in a rush, we got you. We'll fix you up a quick hot plate, or you can sit down and you can eat as much as you want to eat. All you got to do is come with a fresh appetite, and we got you. From the eggs cooking, from the grits boiling, from the sausage sizzling on the stove, anything that the heart can desire for breakfast, we pretty much got it. You hungry, I'm cooking, come on down and come give us this warm country atmosphere a good try so we can soothe your heart and soul.
And welcome back here to the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. As our injured player is coming off the floor here. Patterson very gingerly as she comes up to a round of applause. Obviously terrible to see. Wishing Patterson the best as the medical staff giving her some help over there. And we're back here within action. Logan for DRS. A little stop and pop inside the lane. That one's a little too strong. Cargill trying to go and get the rebound, but it would be corralled by Raines. Over in the front court now for the Vikings. 5 minutes to go, 7-point game. Hounding defense there by Erica Terrell. Aaron gonna press up on in the corner there. Yoakley trying to get this one free as she hands it off in the middle of the zone, try to break it. So Raines kind of running a little clock here, making DRS try to come get this one, Joe, because of course with the 7-point lead, they can sit on it, you know, as long as this one stays 3 possessions. And we have a little trip up there by Cargill. We'll get tagged up with the foul. So like we said, Raines is in the double bonus, so they're shooting 2 rest of the way. So we'll still be a 3-possession game here, regardless of the results of these free throws. 4:34 remaining in this ball game. So we're in quarter number 4. DRS in the single bonus. So with 7 fouls on Raines, and the Vikings well beyond the double bonus for the majority of the fourth quarter they've been in here. So substitution coming in for DRS. Jayla Young, the freshman, now in. Free throw, gets it to go. Willed it in there with the follow through. I believe it was Reddick from the free throw strike. Trying to weave through traffic. DeBose gets it to Logan in the paint, gets her own rebound, kick out. Erica on the far side, triple does not go. Rebound underneath for Raines.
Got a good look at it.
So here, 3-on-3 if the Vikings want to go for it. Looking to take some time. This one's over to Reddick. Oh, nice give and go to beat the press. Great hands there by Erica underneath. Last touch by DRS, they'll say, so we'll stay on this side of the court. But that was a clean poke through there, Joe, because it's really easy to pick up the foul. But one of the best defenders here in the Big Bend, really underrated, is Erica Terrell.
Well, she also kept Raines from an easy 2.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Logan going to step out on the ball now, and here's just a kind of frenetic keep away.
What I call inner switching.
It's not your old school 4 corners here, Joe. You got to keep it versatile.
But what eventually this is going to do is either going to run a bunch of clock out or somebody's going to get wide open like right now.
There you go. Beat the trap baseline, and the conversion is good there for Yoakley of Raines. So DRS now trails by 10. Over into the front court. Aaron able to keep the ball in bounds, and stepping in front of her path is Brown of Raines. And so since they're in the single bonus, it will send Aaron to the free throw line. Substitution coming here. Reddick back into the ball game as Young takes a seat. So Reddick, another ball handler, also a capable perimeter shooter here. So will be something to watch here, Joe. The first one goes there for Aaron. This one rattles home and goes. So Aaron able to hit 2, gets it back to 8 as we go 3:25 to go.
Still time.
Beating the front end, open on the back door. Good recovery there by DRS. Try to sift it through. A little friendly fire there for Raines, but good save there by Reddick. Able to keep it into the front court. Motioned around, open underneath. The hang and bang goes by Lewis. That'll push it back to double digits. Deep past it.
Shouldn't have done that.
To Logan is intercepted. Reddick with the takeaway underneath, looking for some help. They'll kick
Good
it back
decision.
up to CeeLo Reddick of the Vikings.
Good decision.
So swung on around, rotation, Davis, Lewis, Reddick, all touches here for the Vikings. Gonna draw them out, and here coming at the half circle, Reddick going in on the foul attempt. So it'll be shooting 2 for the Vikings. We'll send Lewis to the free throw line. So it's gonna be a push on Alex Reddick. Substitution coming here. Looks like Jay LeYoung gonna come back in the ball game here for DRS. Free throws for Lewis. She came up a little gimpy on that one, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
See how she steps in as far as the free throws. Strong follow through, gets that one to go. So push it up to a double-digit margin. If she hits this one, still a 4-possession game. Gingerly settling in on that right foot is Lewis. Loading up. Rattles around, does not go. Logan able to get the free throw. They've got numbers 4 on 3 if they want to use it. A little hang and bang does not go. And this one's going to be corralled. The loose ball to Davis. Good poke free there by Erica. And she'll head into the hallway back there in the corner. But once again, excellent recovery on the back end.
Absolutely.
Like a free safety back there sometimes. She is a good flag football player as well. Does play some flag. So hopefully see her out either this year for DRS. As this one's wrestled away, tried to get the trap, able to beat it. 2-on-1 out on the baseline. Oh, beautiful triangle passing at its finest there. Lewis with the conversion there for Raines. We're back up to 13. From the free throw line, a little stop and pop. Oh, no love from the rim there. Halfway down and all the way out. 2-on-1. Reddick's got to try to work this one, and another conversion underneath for Raines, and here comes the store. It's up to 15, double team. Aaron trying to break free, and they've got 4 on 3 if they want to run it. Shot does not go. Rebound, it's a 3-on-1. Reddick, the lone Rattler, back on defense. It's going to be a travel. So 15-point margin here, a couple substitutions. Brianna Colding, Jada Rogers, Capri Cargill. The senior, freshman, and senior respectively going to come into this game. So it's the, another substitution here. So it's Reddick, Aaron Terrell, Capri Cargill, Brianna Colding, and Jada Rogers, the 5 for DRS. Aaron on the ball now.
We got another injury here.
Inbound coming from the side here from Aaron. Looks like will trigger us. So DuBose will come in for Reddick. Number 2, the sophomore. DuBose another good contributor here to this ball club this season. Of course, the sophomore will definitely be a player to watch here in the future. Got a lot of big-time minutes as a freshman last year. Of course, part of that team that went all the way down to the state championship. Fallen to, I believe it was Florida Prep there in the 2A finals. So a couple rough injuries here in the second half in a physical ball game. Here Colding on the ball now. DuBose will get it to Terrell. Step back triple for Aaron. Gets that one to go. So cut it back to 12. 4-possession game here with 1:20 to go in the contest. Four-court pressure, able to beat it is Raines, but under the basket, tried to save it, able to get it back in, and my goodness, beautiful movement for Raines. Great save, great athleticism, and good ball rotation to keep that one alive. In the paint, does not go. Rebound underneath there for Rogers. DuBose in the backcourt now, looking for Terrell, gets her in stride. Trying to jump in. This one's going to be a long 2, poked around, hits a couple different pairs of hands. Good defense there by Colding to poke that one free. DuBose from the left. That one rattles around, does not go. It's a 1-on-1 here. Reddick and DuBose, but she'll back it out, and the clock is more important here as we get to 35 seconds to play here with a 12-point ball game.
good recognition there. Just hold it. You've got the ball. You got the lead.
And it's going to be Reddick, and a lot of foul trouble here for DRS, and the time, it looks like they're just going to let this one go. No fouls, no lengthening the game here. Under 15 seconds to go, out of play off of the Vikings. Last one to touch it. So substitution here for Raines. Pittman going to come into the ball game here for Dixon. 13.5 seconds to play here. As you can see, 12-point margin. Down the stretch here from the Rattler Den at on-campus DRS. A runner in the lane. Aaron gets it to go. So it'll cut it back to 10. Still a 4-possession game. And that is all she wrote. The final here from FAMU DRS is the visitors with a big third quarter. Open this one up, and just a little too much ground to make up there in quarter number 4 for the Baby Rattlers. Joe, we're going to jump out for a quick commercial break here on the Varsity Sports Network Game of the Week. Come right on back. We'll have the White as Snow Cleaning and More post-game.
Let's get back to living and let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big nor too small. Call us for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean so you can get back to living.
And we're back here for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Of course, as part of the White as Snow Cleaning and More post-game report. Here, Andrew Jupe, Joe Ward, James Ward. A wild contest out here this evening, Joe. As you can see, final will go to the visitors. 68-58, our final.
Yeah, good game on both sides. Raines, and I heard you mention this earlier about the number of games one's played.
Mm-hmm.
I think the third quarter told that story real well here, because for FAMU, this is only their 5th game of the year, while Raines is playing 21, and I think this is their 21st game, and I think the third quarter was the difference here, especially when Brown knocked the triples down. Their defense looked, in the third quarter, looked better across the board here, so it's something FAMU DRS has no control. You got no control over it.
Absolutely, yeah, and there was just a storm there in the fourth quarter. Because we go to the break, it's a 30-28 ball game when we go into the locker rooms, Joe. Coming back out, Raines ready to rock. Like you said, there's back-to-back triples for Brown were huge. They get it to 8, so now you're at a 3-score margin, and then they really turned up the press. At some point, they got it all the way in the middle part of that quarter, up to 16 points there. And then DRS kind of let the storm go back and forth, got it back to, 5 points there in the fourth quarter. But then late, it just seems like ran out of gas there. And you can only battle a press like this for so long for, all length of the ball game here. And so it looks like Raines just outlasted them there, but a great effort here by DRS to climb back into this one. But that, like you said, Joe, that third quarter was huge, and especially really jump-started by those Brown triples to allow them to get that breathing room, one, to take a couple more gambles, and then they were able to set up the press with the made baskets.
And I will say that Coach Cromartie, you're not going to be pleased about losing, but you're going to be pleased about the effort the team did today here. The fact that this is only their 5th game of the year, ideally, they can't have any more outbreaks. They got to play some games now.
Right, and obviously, a situation you can't really control.
You can't really control it, but they need to be playing games, especially as we get down toward playoff time.
Yeah, and so it was kind of an interesting thought process. That's kind of what Coach Cromartie said when we were able to catch up with her earlier this week. Is she was talking about, hey, Coach, you guys have played 20 games. You guys are ready for the postseason. You know, in a normal season, Joe, where you'd play the full slate of games and no COVID cancellations, I mean, some teams have 5 games by Thanksgiving. So they're essentially 2 months behind the process, and that's just the nature of the beast right now. That's just how things are, an unfortunate circumstance. But you could tell Raines now in their 21st game, improving to 17-4 now. I mean, they're going to be a big-time threat. You know, got to be a team to watch over there in 4A.
Exactly.
And so we want to see who's next. So while we're talking about the visitors, let's take a look at them, Joe, see what they have going on. So their only next scheduled locked opponent here will be the Orange Park Raiders on the 25th. So they'll play them on Monday. So they'll get Sunday off and then back to work. But then, Joe, they have a little break until February. Then February 2nd, districts will start up. Regionals, if they get through to the finals of the districts, which it looks like they will from what we've seen out here and what they've been able to pull off so far this season, and then potentially all the way to state in February. But they have pretty much been running things down in the Jacksonville area, Joe. Their only 4 losses this season have come to teams from out of the area, including a good Spruce Creek team. We know about the good Florida High team that they hosted early in the season for a preseason tournament. We've seen them. We've seen what they can do here game in and game out. It'll be a fierce one for them. So let's go to the other side here, Joe. We talked about who's next for the Vikings. Let's take a look at who is next for our FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. Going to have Rebolt. So they got a little Jacksonville doubleheader, if you will. Of course, not a true doubleheader, but a little Saturday-Monday split. Rebolt will be coming to town on the 25th. And this is a Rebolt team who took Raines to a 3-point matchup just last week, Joe. As we look back at the results, it was a 55 to 52-point matchup, and that was the Gateway Conference Championship, which, of course, is a lot of the Jacksonville area teams from those surrounding counties, of course, making up the Gateway Conference. And then at Charles, at Leon, and then we'll head to Osceola. Osceola will be hosting all of the district tournament games out in Monticello. Of course, currently, if we were to start the district tournament today, it is based off the Max Preps rankings. That will rank your district tournament teams. But they're going back to the traditional model of the top 2 teams will make the playoffs. So for our teams here in 2A Region 1, you only have to win your semifinal game and you're in. If you win the district, of course, you will host, but you only need to win that. So if it stood today, DRS currently sits atop the standings. They would play Rocky Bayou Christian School, who comes in at 49th in 2A. And then, of course, the other half of the game would be NFC versus Osceola, 29 and 23 respectively in their competitions. So, of course, we know it's been 10 straight years to Lakeland for the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers in the Final Four. But, of course, in a young season, a team still trying to get in the roll of things. Yeah. And it's tough, man. It's tough since we had them there, not the last game, but the game before them, we had them in their game versus Florida High. That was back on December 18th, Joe. They've had one game between December 18th and fast forward to today. That was, of course, a game versus Godby earlier in the week, as we can see how we got here.
But if Coach Cromartie and her team, if they can just get on a pattern of just playing games and build up a rhythm, it's like we've already mentioned, there's nothing you can do. What's done is done because of the pandemic
right
here. But if I was a coach, I would feel a lot better about getting on a pattern just to play games as we head toward the playoffs. That way you can get a rhythm, you can get a better feeling about your team here, because you can't keep starting and stopping, because that's over with now. It's because the playoffs are coming.
Yep, and so we see back here, as we can see how we got here, the previous 4 games for FAMU DRS. So we see the big win against Godby, which was earlier in the week on the 19th, and then we see that Florida High loss that we had, and then earlier in the season, those Leon games and the Gadsden games, that was on December 3rd and 8th, respectively. But you can see now going to 3-2 are the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers.
But like I mentioned, if her team can get on a run of just playing games, build momentum, build some confidence as they head toward the playoffs, they'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll be fine.
Absolutely. And, of course, just like you said, just shaking those leaves off is what we have here. But, of course, with the Twins coming over this year, Aaron, who's been averaging 30 points per game the last 2 seasons, she's averaging 29 this year. Of course, twin sister Erica averaging almost double digits, north of 5 steals. Like the guard as well, Mary Logan, who we saw out here a lot in the second half. She's a great slasher and mover of the ball, like we talked about. DeBose, a good presence on the perimeter, the sophomore. And then you have Patterson, and underneath you have Cargill, your senior leader, also plays a little post there as well. So like you said, this is a team that can get it going, and a team, the way they play defense, they're going to be in a lot of ball games. And we kind of flash back to the game last year, and we referenced it, how it was kind of a one-sided affair. We can just put it up on the screen real quick there, Joe. Those are some gaudy numbers from 2019. It was, of course, the 1920 season, so it was last season, but before the new year. 41-point margin of victory, 73-32 was that game last year. But a totally different affair here with the 68-58 game that we saw here for DRS. You can see just what 1 year does.
And if you're Coach Cromartie, you can hang your hat on that, because it did look like for a while we were heading for something similar when it got up to 16 points. But her team got with it on the defensive end, made some stops. They came back, made some baskets. Next thing you know, it's back to something workable going to the fourth quarter. And then they made a couple more stops and really tightened it up. Because it got down to a 5-point game at one time. But you could see that as the fourth quarter wore on, you could see that Raines, all the games they've played, they're in basketball shape right now. They hadn't had the problems with the pandemic FAMU's had.
True.
Because, like I said, this is their 21st game, and you can see it as the game wore on here. But like I mentioned, if FAMU, if they can just get on a run, just playing games on a regular basis and build something into the playoffs, they're going to be fine.
Absolutely. And
they'll be fine.
We fully expect them to. So, of course, a couple games coming up, and then we'll head to the district tournament. So all the belief still here. So this doesn't change anything that we know, Joe.
They got something they can go back and work on.
True. And there's going to be some tape on it, some things they can see to improve. And that's why, of course, this is why Coach Cromartie puts these games on the schedule. This is not a FAMU DRS team that's going to run the table, go undefeated, and stuff like that, because they have a gauntlet of a schedule annually. Of course, like we said, it's been put the kibosh on a little bit here, but they still have Raines and Rebolt, arguably the top 2 teams from Jacksonville here. You throw Oakleaf into the conversation as probably your top 3 from that gateway area. But for the most part, they're going to get 1 and 2, the big dogs coming over from Jacksonville. And this is what you want to see. These are 4, 5A teams. And, of course, FAMU DRS is not going to run into them here at the 2A level. Not to say that there isn't stout competition at 2A, but this is all part of Coach Cromartie's process here, Joe, of everything that we talked about.
And that's something I love coaches doing, is that you play good people, especially this time of the year. It helps you going into the playoffs. I would rather have a team with a good record and not necessarily a gaudy record if they have been battle-tested.
Yeah.
If this team's battle-tested, then I'm feeling good going into playoffs no matter what my record. My record might not be the best in the world, but if I play good people and I'm battle-tested, hey, I'll take my chances every year with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you see that kind of on a repetitive process here as, I'm trying to pick up those numbers from last year here, Joe, on the White as Snow Cleaning and More post-game report. I want to remind you that you got to get back to living. Let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Their staff is both professional and dependable, whether it's residential or commercial. None of those jobs are too big or too small. Call them for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More. is committed to a higher standard of clean. You know why, Joe? So you can get back to living. And that was one thing going in to the end of the regular season. I mean, it was a team that had 7 losses going into the playoffs last year. But then, of course, ripped off big victories. Meadowbrook Academy, Countryside Christian, University Christian, Keswick Christian, a good team down from St. Pete. And then, like we said, a Florida Prep team from Melbourne ended up winning there, another state championship. But weathered the storm, so we have full faith here in the Baby Rattlers, but a great effort. And this is going to be a mean Raines team to deal with, as I think everybody is kind of on notice, especially in the Jacksonville area. And, kind of North Florida, going to be one of the teams to watch. And that'll about do it here from the White as Snow Cleaning and More post-game report in the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. If you came aboard with us, thank you for weathering the storm through our early technical difficulties. We'll have the full game up on YouTube here. And, of course, check out the social media at VSN Tallahassee, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, however you like to do so. Your favorite socials there. And also on YouTube at Varsity Sports Network, you'll see a VSN helmet. That's the one you want to click on and get all the videos and content as we continue to upload all our games. Come back with us next week. We'll have some more high school action here, be blasting around the city. Check out social media for all that. For Joe Ward, James Ward, Walter Weaver, Andrew Jupe, thank you for coming aboard here for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Varsity Sports Network, brought to you by Big Corey's Country Chicken, the new taste of the South Side. White as Snow Cleaning and More. They do the cleaning so you can get back to living. And by the U.S. Army. Be all that you can be. Any use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without consent from the Varsity Sports Network is prohibited. Thank you for watching.